Most gardeners have had this experience. Driving through a neighborhood, one property stops you. The beds are full and layered. The lawn is a consistent deep green with clean edges. The trees are established, the shrubs well-shaped, and every plant seems to belong exactly where it was placed. You return to your own garden and notice the distance between what you see there and what you just passed. That gap is real. It is not simply a matter of effort or natural ability. A meaningful part of it comes down to money, specialized knowledge, and access to systems that most home gardeners never encounter. What is worth understanding, though, is that the knowledge behind those well-maintained properties is not proprietary. It is largely available. It just rarely gets explained in practical terms. This video examines what wealthy homeowners are actually spending on their gardens, why those investments produce such consistent results, and which principles any gardener can apply, regardless of budget. The financial case for landscape investment is straightforward. According to the National Association of Realtors, a professionally designed landscape can increase a property's value by up to 20%. Research from the Virginia Tech Department of Horticulture found that foundation plantings combined with one or two well-designed focal points can increase home value by up to 42%. A well-maintained lawn alone has been documented to return 217% on investment, and landscape maintenance overall returns approximately 104%, according to NAR data. Those figures explain why households earning over $100,000 are the largest consumers of landscaping services in the country. The garden is a financial asset, and they treat it accordingly.
The U.S. landscaping services industry reached $184 billion in 2025. The average homeowner spends roughly $300 per month on landscape maintenance, around $3,600 per year on routine upkeep alone. Larger installation projects run between $2,600 and $13,700, with a national average of $8,150. Building a complete landscape from the ground up typically costs about 10% of a home's total value. For most home gardeners, those figures reflect a different category of spending. Understanding what that investment actually buys, however, is entirely within reach. Professional design is the first and perhaps most consequential investment, and what it really provides is the avoidance of compounding mistakes. Hiring a residential landscape designer runs between $2,200 and $6,180 for a full plan. Professionals call the result of skipping this step landscaping debt. Plants placed in the wrong soil, irrigation systems that waste more water than they deliver, layouts without cohesion or long-term logic. These are not isolated errors. They accumulate. A professionally installed landscape matures well because every plant was matched to the correct hardiness zone, drainage was engineered properly, and species were selected for how they will perform in 5 years, not only how they look at point of purchase.
Several design principles that professionals use consistently are worth knowing. Groupings of 3, 5, or 7 plants read as natural in the landscape. Even numbers tend to look arranged. Informal mass plantings, which designers call drifts, run diagonally across a bed rather than parallel to its edge. This creates a fuller effect, reduces maintenance, and supports pollinator activity more effectively. On mulching, most home gardeners apply it in individual circles around each plant, while professionals mulch the entire bed as a continuous surface, extending well beyond each plant's drip line. That unified layer suppresses weeds, retains moisture, and gives the planting a clean, finished appearance. None of these approaches require professional training. They require familiarity with the principle. The second significant investment is in mature plant material. Planting a small, young tree costs between $150 and $300. A mature tree, 10 to 20 feet tall, costs $1,000 to $3,000 or more. The difference reflects specialized equipment, more labor, and deeper site preparation. The result is a yard that looks established from the first season. For gardeners working within a tighter budget, the practical alternative is to purchase young plants and invest the savings in soil quality instead. The landscape will ultimately look the same. The timeline is longer. The critical discipline is selecting plants by their mature dimensions before purchasing, not by how they appear in a nursery container. Measuring the available space before visiting a garden center and choosing species whose full-grown size fits that space eliminates years of corrective pruning.
Irrigation is the third major area of investment, and the water savings argument has direct relevance to any home gardener's budget. More than 9 billion gallons are used daily for landscape irrigation in the United States, and over half of that is lost to overspray, evaporation, and poorly timed watering. Smart irrigation systems certified through the EPA's WaterSense program can save a household up to 7,600 gallons annually. Advanced drip irrigation delivers water directly to root zones and can reduce water use by 70 to 80% compared to conventional sprinklers. A basic surface drip system costs between $300 and $800 to install. Beyond cost savings, consistent and correctly timed watering fundamentally changes plant health. Overwatering creates conditions for root rot. Underwatering stresses plants and makes them more susceptible to pests and disease. Deep, infrequent watering encourages roots to grow downward, which makes plants more drought tolerant over time. Watering in the early morning reduces evaporation loss and keeps foliage dry, an important factor in preventing fungal disease.
Soil quality is the fourth area of investment, and it is the one where access is most equitably distributed among gardeners of any budget level. Professionals begin every project with a soil test. The test identifies pH levels, nutrient concentrations, and specific deficiencies, which allows for targeted amendments rather than broad applications of products that may not be needed. A basic soil test through a county extension office is available for minimal cost across most of the country. Michigan State University Extension, Penn State Extension, the University of Florida's IFAS laboratory, and North Carolina State Extension all offer affordable mail-in testing with personalized fertilizer recommendations. Demand for soil testing through MSU Extension rose 19% in 2024, an indication that more home gardeners are incorporating this practice. The optimal pH range for most plants falls between 6.5 and 7. Within that range, nutrient absorption is most efficient, and potentially harmful elements such as lead and cadmium remain bound in the soil rather than available to plant roots. Adding organic matter, compost worked into the top 6 to 8 inches of soil, improves both sandy and clay conditions. Sandy soils develop better water retention. Clay soils open up and drain more effectively. Colorado State University Extension's Master Gardener program states directly that routine applications of organic matter should be considered an essential component of gardening and soil management. The same source also flags a common error: over-amending. Adding too much organic material in a single season can cause salt accumulation, nitrogen imbalance, and root damage. A soil test establishes how much amendment is actually needed. Consistent, seasonally appropriate maintenance is what sustains the gap between well-kept gardens and neglected ones. Real estate professionals refer to the 7-second rule, the observation that buyers form their first impression of a property within 7 seconds of arrival, before entering the home. That impression is shaped almost entirely by the exterior landscape, which means that ongoing maintenance carries significant financial consequence. Professionals plan each season before it begins, identifying which plants will require additional attention during heat stress, when mulch should be refreshed, and exactly when each shrub variety should be cut back to ensure strong regrowth. For home gardeners, the practical equivalent is a simple seasonal calendar noting bloom times, fertilizing windows, and pruning dates for each plant type. That basic record prevents reactive maintenance and keeps the garden on a consistent schedule.
Pruning timing affects plant health more than most gardeners realize. Spring flowering shrubs should be trimmed shortly after blooms have faded. Summer blooming varieties respond better to late winter or early spring pruning. Most plants tolerate losing no more than 25 to 30% of their growth at one time. Removing more than that places significant stress on the plant. Returning grass clippings to the lawn rather than bagging them reduces fertilizer requirements by approximately 30% over time, as the clippings return nutrients and organic material to the soil. The advantages that produce consistently better gardens in wealthier properties are real. Professional design knowledge, established plant material, precision irrigation, and expert-level seasonal maintenance. Those are genuine differences. The principles behind them, however, are learnable and largely applicable at any scale.
A soil test through a county extension office is an affordable and concrete starting point. Applying organic mulch across an entire bed surface to a depth of 2 to 3 inches, rather than in individual plant circles, meaningfully changes both the appearance and health of a planting. Deep, infrequent watering, rather than frequent, shallow applications, encourages stronger root systems. Pruning according to species and season, rather than only when a plant looks overgrown, produces healthier growth over time. Selecting plants in odd-numbered groups and choosing species based on their mature dimensions rather than their nursery appearance removes two of the most common sources of long-term garden problems. A basic drip irrigation setup, beginning around $300, provides water efficiency and plant health benefits that become visible within a single growing season. The consistent quality seen in well-maintained, well-resourced gardens is partly a product of financial investment. It is also, in significant part, a product of applying the right knowledge at the right time. The two are not the same thing, and only one of them requires a large budget.